This is the Death Dealer, and you're watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
This is Trent Hammer, and you are watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
Wrestling fans, if you want the best wrestling news, you want to watch Shotgun Wrestling Radio. This is James Jeffries, and tell them that I sent you there. Yeah!
Hey everybody, this is Brock Anderson, and you are watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
What's up, baby? It's Ricky Bronson, your favorite baller and beer drinker, baby, and you're watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
Hey, this is Mason Grayskull, and you're watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
Hey, this is Jared Thumb, and you are watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
This is Augustus Draven, and you're watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
To be on?
And now, the next guest on Just Another Morning Radio Show, your favorite Central Empire Wrestling
What is
superstar,
going on?
Rory Fox!
No! Jeez! What is going on here?
Hey, Bayless, how are you doing?
What?
Hey, Bayless, how are you doing?
What are you doing here?
How you doing there, pal? Neil, you better stay over there. Steve Shetler, you block my phone calls?
Yeah.
You mock me 2 weeks in a row on this radio show? Rory Fox doesn't have a match? Rory Fox doesn't end the main event?
It's not my deal, man.
Come on, telephone tough guy, you're on the air bragging about blocking and hanging up on Rory Fox, huh?
Yeah.
Are you tough now? Are we live? We're live! We're live,
Yeah.
pal! And guess what? You're not. Damn! Quit it! Knock it off! I told you, you don't ever mock me! You got that? Come here! Come here, you! You do it! Get him! Knock it off! I told you! You! Ah! Knock it off! One more for you! Here! Have a great radio show!
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Shotgun Wrestling Radio. I'm your host, Zach Takis. It's been a minute since we've done a podcast. Nice to get back into the swing of things here, especially with this week being a show week for me, myself, and Clint Dye of Tag Team Photography, who I'm going to welcome in now. And Clint, as we just seen as we kicked off the show, what a week it's been for Mr. Bayless, Steve Shetler, Rory Fox. I mean, good Lord, man. What started out as just kind of these weekly appearances for Mr. Bayless on the Steve Shetler show to promote Central Empire Wrestling at the Delta Dome this coming Saturday in Delta, Iowa. It kind of just went into utter chaos because Rory couldn't handle not being the center of attention.
Yeah, it escalated over time. Rory Fox definitely showed his true colors once again and interrupted the show and disrupted everything and attacked Austin Bayless and Steve Shetler. And Austin's son Briston went flying out of the screen. It was a chaotic week, and then to make things even worse, Rory was going around the town of Sigourney and visiting shops and just continued talking smack about beating Steve Shetler up. So yeah, he had a point to prove, and he did it viciously.
Well, and unfortunately for us, it worked because he got himself a matchup here for this coming Saturday, because now it's what was originally going to be a tag team matchup is now being a 6-person tag team, as we have Steve Shetler stepping into the ring. Austin Bayless hasn't stepped into a Central Empire Wrestling ring in 3 years. The CEW champion Jared Thumb going up against Donnie Pepper Cricket, the Iceman, and I'm blanking on the third opponent because I don't have my sheet in front of me here. Rory Fox. Good Jesus Christ, man.
He's going to come out to use that.
Yeah, whatever. I'll bring a sign. Because we know how much Rory loves signs. So if you're listening to this, watching this, whatever, bring your best Rory Fox sign because Rory loves signs.
Yeah, so as you can see, my picture behind me from the Mall Madness show, Rory Fox taking a stunner from Jared Thumb the last time they were in the ring together. I don't think he's going to be happy about that, but
yeah, this show is not about making Rory Fox happy. I'll say it. This show's not about making Rory happy, but yeah, man, I'm excited. Wrestling at the Delta Dome. I have heard pretty much since I started going to shows back in 2005 that the Delta Dome has just been a staple for Iowa independent wrestling. And here we are, finally bringing pro wrestling back to the Delta Dome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It all started there. Basically, Austin's told me the stories about Delta and how he wrestled there, and his first matches were there, and just a lot of history involved with the venue that we're going to be at. So it'll be cool to see how that all kind of plays out, and returning to kind of where the stomping grounds of CEW kind of got its start. So it's exciting times.
And another exciting thing, it's not going to be 100 degrees like it has been. It finally looks like the temperature's cooling off for us, which thank God, because from what I've been told, that place doesn't have air conditioning, so that was going to be a very, very hot load-in process that day. That was going to be the case, but no, and I'm excited. And also during the afternoon portion, if you're a trained professional wrestler, we are holding a training seminar with the one and only the masterpiece Chris Masters. He is holding a training seminar from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. I believe it costs $50 per wrestler if you are interested in doing that training seminar. And then I know he is going to be doing a public meet and greet from 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. But in order to get into that public meet and greet, you need to have a ticket to that night's show. Realistically, why wouldn't you want to take it to that night's show? Because it's going to be an absolutely amazing night, as we just mentioned, our main event just a little bit ago. Everything that's been going on. Clint, right now I'm going to throw it to a promo that we got from Jared Thumb. Jared Thumb seems ready, man. Jared Thumb is primed and ready to go, because it seems like Rory has kind of forgotten all about Jared Thumb and is putting his entire focus on Austin Bayless and Steve Shetler. So let's go ahead, and here's the promo from Jared Thumb.
How do I feel about it? A 6-man tag match? Austin Bayless, Steve Shetler, and Jared Thumb versus Rory Fox, Donnie Pepper Cricket, and the Iceman? Well, I'll tell you, it didn't happen in the best circumstances, but I damn sure am thankful I get all 3 of those individuals in the ring at the same time. And quite frankly, why am I thankful for it? Because I get to put all 3 of them down where they belong. Because I've been sick of all 3 of your shenanigans for long enough. For over a year, you've been in Central Empire Wrestling raining vengeance. And finally, I get the opportunity to take all 3 of you down to hell. August 2nd, in the Delta Dome, Austin Bayless, Steve Shetler, and I, Jared Thumb, are gonna whoop Rory Fox, Donnie Pepper Cricket, and the Iceman's asses, and we're gonna serve you those cold cans as I stunner all 3 of you down into the ground. And I hope it was worth it, because this will be the last main event you ever see, courtesy of Jared Thumb himself. Click, click, boom.
All right, man. That's Jared. Like, Jared's fired up. I mean,
yeah, Jared's always fired up, especially when it comes to the CEW championship. He takes pride in being the CEW champion, and he didn't like the fact that Rory blindsided the boss of CEW and a friend to the promotion who's known Austin for a long time. So he's more than willing to stick up for those 2, and he gets a chance to get his hand on Rory Fox once again. So he's going to be ready to go for sure.
Yeah, I feel like anytime Jared does a promo, Jared, I think, in my opinion, is one of the best dudes out there promo-wise and just all-around wise as well, which is why we've seen such a rise for Jared Thumb here over this last year, whether that be in Central Empire Wrestling or in anywhere else that he's done. And let's not forget, too, man, this show is the final regular Central Empire Wrestling show before Bridge City Slam. Turn around the corner, Bridge City Slam is already in September. So by the time we hit the show on this coming Saturday, we're gonna be almost a month away from Bridge City Slam already.
Yeah, Bridge City Slam is going to start taking shape. So everything that comes out of this event could kind of lead into what's going to take place at the biggest show of the year for CEW, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. One thing that I remember specifically that I'm kind of wondering is, last time we saw Rory and the champions of the century, they weren't on the best of terms. So that's going to be interesting dynamic. I don't think that they've communicated much since the last mall show.
Oh, darn.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen between those 3. That's going to add another dynamic to this 6-man tag for sure.
Yeah, for those who don't remember, at the last mall show that we had back a couple months ago, Champions of the Century basically turned on Rory and basically just beat the hell out of him and walked out. And we haven't really heard anything from the Champions of the Century or Rory Fox on that matter. And here they are getting in the ring. So yeah, seeing what their dynamic is going to be something to watch and something to keep an eye on for sure. And I hate to do this, Clint. It wouldn't be a show like this, of course, without Rory wanting to plug his own self in. So we do have a promo from Mr. Rory Fox himself. Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
August 2nd, Central Empire Wrestling at the Delta Dome in Delta, Iowa. I see Steve Shetler's hanging and banging at the gym. Austin Bayless, I hope to hell you're getting your ass to the gym. And Jared Thumb, you're outside power walking like a maniac with the CEW Heavyweight Championship on your shoulder. And Rory Fox, I'm just leaving the bar. I'm in the prime of my life. Rory Fox, Donnie Pepper Cricket, and Iceman, you're having health problems. Just stay home. Rory and Donnie, we got it covered. Delta Dome, I am going to demolish Steve Shetler, Austin Bayless, and Jared Thumb. You're going to suffer the consequences of just teaming with them two jackasses. See you there.
Oh, man, if there's anybody that just loves to run their mouth, it's Rory. I mean, that just talks. Bring your best Rory Fox signs, folks. That's all I'm going to say. Just bring your best Rory Fox signs.
Yeah, he definitely he talks a big game for sure. And I don't know. I know Steve Shetler is motivated. Tack didn't sit well with him, obviously, and we know Austin, if he's willing to get back in the ring, he's going to be ready to go. And like we already talked about, how fired up Jared's going to be. So Rory might have bit off more than he can chew, but it is Rory Fox. He's always got a plan somewhere, something.
Yeah. That he does. I mean, he always has something up his sleeve. But we also got a lot of other really great matches coming up here next Saturday. One that I know you and I are both extremely excited about. And I was talking to Jared Thumb last night about this, about what matches we were kind of looking forward to. And this one kind of both popped out to us. And we're talking about Bo Gott versus Damian Saint. These two always seem to come back together. You know what I mean? I feel like these two have been feuding with each other ever since Damian Saint broke into the Iowa wrestling scene.
Yeah, there's a lot of history between them two. They wrestled at the Mall Madness 2 show, and I mean, Damian Saint got the win, but Donnie Pepper Cricket stuck his nose in their business and kind of led to a little bit of a distraction. But yeah, they've both been on kind of opposite trajectories in CEW. Damian Saint's been on a roll, a lot of momentum, winning a lot of his last few matches, and Brian Gott has had some struggles. He lost to Rory Fox in the title match. Obviously, there was outside interference there. And then the match with Damian, Donnie interfered. And then when he was going for the tag titles, his good friend Jay Fowler turned on him. So it's been a rough run for him within CEW. So it's a kind of an interesting dynamic with these two colliding again, both of us knowing how much history is between them. It'll be a violent encounter, whether it's a regular match or things get a little crazy. Those two definitely can take it to the next level. So
I don't know if those two, especially when they get in the ring together, know how to have a regular match. Those two just always love to absolutely beat the hell out of each other, no matter where it is and no matter what's on the line. But yeah, that's going to be a great one. And actually, we got a promo from our good friend Damian Saint as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now.
Words out. Central Empire Wrestling returns home to Delta, Iowa, where it's back to the beginning, where it all started. Bo Gott, we go back a long way, you and I. We've gone toe-to-toe in several different promotions, several different states. We've done hardcore, we've done regular matches, you name it. I respect you, brother, but one thing I gotta say. Everyone's talking about how my win over you is a fluke. Donnie might have interrupted during our match, but I just don't think that's the real cause of your loss. I think the real cause of your loss is that you've been out of the game for so long when it comes to Central Empire Wrestling. You don't know the fan base anymore. You don't know what they want. You don't know what these people need. I've been in Central Empire Wrestling the last 5 years. I've been making a name for myself. I've been making my way to the top. I'm putting in the work. I'm giving the effort. You've been sitting on the couch eating donuts and drinking beers. Where's the respect when it comes to that? So, Bo, when you show up August 2nd, just make sure, not only making sure, but be absolutely positive that you're going to bring your A game, because you're going against a Damien you've never faced before. I'm so hot right now, and I'm so infuriated that I haven't been given the opportunity to show what I can do. And I'm going to cement myself August 2nd, Delta, Iowa, in the Delta Dome, back where it began. Damien cements his legacy and shows Central Empire Wrestling why he's the emperor and going to continue to be the emperor of Central Empire Wrestling. I'll see you August 2nd, Bo.
Another man that seems to be kind of always ready. I feel like he's really been kind of on top of his game this year already. It seems like he's kind of out to have a lot to prove. Like I watched him. I actually watched him versus Roy Fox for IMF Wrestling just here last week, and man, Damien Saint, I think, is ready, dude. I think Damien Saint's kind of ready to take that next step here in Central Empire Wrestling, and a win here against, Brian Gott could just be absolutely huge as we turn the corner to Bridge City Slam.
He calls himself the Emperor of Central Empire Wrestling, and he is really taking the steps towards giving even more backing to that name. With his last few shows that he's had in CEW, he's gotten wins over some impressive people, including JT Energy. When we last saw him, Damien Saint was pinning him, and then he eliminated him from the Legends Rumble. And then since then, he's just continued that momentum. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can continue that, or if Brian Gott's going to get one on him and get one over on him and get a victory for himself on Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be something. Brian needs something cooking. And, you just mentioned our friend JT Energy. I want to give a shout out to JT Energy. Hope you're listening. Hope you're doing well. We miss you, buddy. Hopefully we'll see you soon, man. We definitely miss you in the wrestling scene. So, but man, again, we're continuing down the line here. Some great matchups coming up. We have a first-time matchup coming up here, as well as we have the one and only Rich Maxwell versus Mason Grayskull. Now, this one is going to be very interesting because both of these dudes are Black and Brave graduates. So both of these dudes, similar pedigree, well, pretty much the same pedigree, so to speak. And yeah, I'm really curious to see how their dynamic is going to unfold here.
Yeah, Rich Maxwell, he's really become kind of a staple in CEW the past year or two. He's been on quite a few of the events, more than a handful of events, and he's always willing and ready to compete with whoever the decision makers at CEW put in front of him. And Mason Grayskull is another guy that, just like Rich Maxwell, is trying to gain some momentum in the promotion as we head to Bridge City Slam. And a singles win over Rich Maxwell, who's been on AEW and things like that, would be huge for Mason Grayskull's career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mason, I think I read something from him that he just wrapped up a year in wrestling, and he's had quite a few matches under his belt, and I feel like he's kind of one of those dudes who really has kind of been getting better as he's gone along the way. And the thing I've loved about him too, just getting to know him here over the last year, he seems like somebody who's just always willing to, he's one of those dudes who will always go to a show even if he's not like booked on it, and just kind of see the lay of the land, see what's out there, because I know he was at the IMF wrestling show with us there the other night as well in Cedar Rapids. And I expect big things to come for Mason and CEW over the next year or so, especially as he continues to prove it. Mason was another guy who sent us in a promo as well. So let's go ahead, throw it to that promo from Mason Grayskull and take a look.
On August 2nd in Delta, Iowa, the main attraction, Rich Maxwell, apparently wants to take me on. He thinks he can put down Mason Grayskull, but that's going to be the biggest mistake of his life. Because that busted up, balding Randy Savage wannabe is going to go down for the 1, 2, 3. And that's a promise I can keep. I'll see you all on August 2nd.
Again, another guy here, Clint, on the Iowa wrestling scene that does really great promos. I feel you really feel the intensity from Mason in that promo. And Yeah, I think Mason. I think Mason knows this is a big match. Like you mentioned, Rich Maxwell. He's been in CEW for a long time. He's been on AEW TV. I mean, he's making his way up the ladder too. So a win over a guy like Rich Maxwell can do wonders for Mason Grayskull here in CEW.
It's all about momentum heading into Bridge City Slam.
Yeah, that it is, my friend, and it's hard. It's really hard to believe that we are, once we hit the show day, gonna be basically a month away from Bridge. Like, where the hell did our summer go, dude?
July went by like that.
No kidding. What I say every year, once you hit the 4th of July, forget about it. The rest of the month is you're done. You're absolutely done for the rest of the month. But yeah, it's gonna, again, great lineup coming up here this coming Saturday. I want to mention again, we are having a training seminar with Chris Masters early in the day. I believe it's 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Tickets are to get into the training seminar is $50. So if you're a trained professional wrestler and you want to get some in-ring experience from a former WWE wrestler, Chris Masters, go ahead, reach out to us, and we'll get you set up. Over on the Central Empire Wrestling pages, somebody will respond to you, and we'll make sure you get set up. And also, Chris Masters is doing a public meet and greet from 3 to 3:30. But to get into that, you do need to have a ticket for the show that night. And continuing on down the countdown for the show, Clint, this one I know you're excited for. I'm excited for it. This one should be a high-flying tag team competition we have going on, as we have the team of the 319, Jay Wesley and Ethan Everhart, going up against the MILFs, Jimmy Wild and Bryce Jordan. Man, this tag team dynamic should be something special.
Yeah, this is 4 guys that are uber athletic. They're all good at what they do. The 319, we know how good they are as a team, tag team champions, multiple promotions, have had success everywhere they've gone, even in CEW. They have a win over the tag champs, obviously. So they're chomping at the bit to get another opportunity at those tag titles. And then on the other side, you got the debuting team of Men in Luxurious Furs, is what I believe that they're calling themselves. Bryce Jordan and Jimmy Wild. And you and I both know them very well from, all the times we've seen them across multiple promotions. We know how good they are individually. They know each other well. It's not like they're just some random pairing that is getting thrown together. They know each other well. They've been in the ring together. They've teamed together. They faced each other. So yeah, like you said, the dynamic in this match is going to be about cohesiveness. And I think both teams will have that in spades. So I think this could just be the start of something pretty impressive within the CEW tag division for sure.
Like we keep harping, it's the last show for Bridge City Slam. You know that those guys want another shot at the tag team titles. I feel like it's building towards Bridge City Slam is going to be a place where we're going to see something really big, something really special for the tag team division. And I'm seeing 4 athletic guys like this, like Jay Wesley, Ethan Everhart, Jimmy Wild, Bryce Jordan. I am super excited to see what all 4 of these gentlemen can come up with here this coming Saturday at the Delta Dome in Delta, Iowa. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. I hope you got your best camera angles ready, because it's going to be, I think might be at times hard for us to keep up.
No, the camera will be ready with these 4. I got to be on my toes and head on a swivel for sure, because I think this will be one of those nonstop action where it just bell rings and it just goes. And then see who can emerge the victor and gain that momentum heading into Bridge City Slam.
Yeah, I could not agree with you more, my friend. Could not agree with you more. And finally, match that we got coming down the line here this coming Saturday. Women's wrestling is returning to Central Empire Wrestling as we kind of continue to build the women's division here. And it's going to be a rematch from the Mall show that we just had here a few months ago, as Kelsey Magnolia, once again making her return to Central Empire Wrestling, takes on Sage Hale once again. And man, these two had a really fun match at the Barn show, or at the Mall show, with Sage getting the victory. Kelsey is going to want some revenge here from them all show.
Oh yeah, Kelsey Magnolia is going to be determined for this one for sure. We both know how good she is, and the success and exposure she's gotten in the last couple of years, going all over the place, all over the world basically. So she wants to come back and get a win, even things up with Sage Hale. But we know where Sage Hale goes, her sister's not going to be far from behind. So Kelsey's going to have her eye on her the whole time too, because those twins, they know what they're doing together. We've seen them two from the very beginning, and they know what they're doing. They found their niche, and they know how to get the job done in the ring. They've had success all over the place too. So it's two top premier women within the Midwest meeting once again in CEW for a rematch that will have a lot of things, moving forward with the women's division for sure.
Yeah, and again, especially as we're heading on to Bridge City Slam here next month. I know we've been harping a lot on Bridge City Slam. You're going to see a lot of hype going on for Bridge City Slam here over the next month. Kind of once we finish the show this coming weekend at the Delta Dome in Delta, Iowa, we're going to be balls to the wall, ready for Bridge City Slam. And I mean, how can we not be? Look at who we have here for the Bridge City Slam this year. I mean, you're looking at Clint. You got the Godfather coming in. You got Jacqueline coming in. You got God, there's so many names. I'm just really
Frankie
blanking.
Kazarian.
Yes, I mean Frankie. Oh, don't even get me started on Frankie, dude. I've told a bunch of people, Frankie Kazarian, at least for me, was one of those dudes that I saw on my very first independent show. Here's kind of the poster. I know my Zoom's kind of cutting it off here a little bit, but here's the poster of it. Again, we got the Vaudevillains together. Like, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I know they. A special thanks to our friends over at Social Experiment Wrestling for sponsoring those two. Masha Slamovich is coming to town. Hopefully, she'll be bringing the TNA Knockouts title back with her. She lost it at the last TNA show, so hopefully she'll get a rematch here. And yeah, Frankie Kazarian, Jacqueline Moore, Christy Hemme. I mean, come on. Like, this is it's just a really great lineup. And I know if you want to get your Papa Shango gear signed, I know Godfather loves signing the Papa Shango gear. I mean, it's going to be a really great time. The Fan Fest for that, of course, is 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Then we have a night full of great wrestling action. But let's not forget this coming Saturday, Clint. Right. Steve Shetler stepping into a ring. Austin Bayless making his return to our CEW ring for the first time in 3 years.
Yep.
Jared Thumb, the CEW champion. He's going to stun Roy Fox again, just like he is in that picture right behind you. I mean, just look, what a shot. I mean, just chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Look, what a shot.
I think we're poking the bear.
Remember, folks, bring your best Roy Fox signs. Roy loves signs. As we know from the 4th of July Clinton shows, Roy is a big fan of fan signs. So bring your signs this coming Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like we mentioned earlier, Clint, there's a lot of history in Delta. I mean, it's the first time we've seen wrestling in Delta for a very, very long time. I'm excited to get there.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. Lots of talent, some good matchups, some hard hitting matchups, a main event. That's basically a 6-man grudge match at this point in time, a tag team match that has match of the year potential within CEW, and then a rematch with the women that faced off at the last mall show, and you know how good those two are. So it's going to be high quality all around on this show for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how Steve Shetler does. I mean, it's not very. I love it when we can get. I say what you want. I love when we get like celebrity involved in wrestling. I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm hoping I'll be able to get this show uploaded here on Monday morning. So if this show is uploaded Monday morning, I believe Austin is still scheduled to be on his show on Tuesday.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so Austin will be on Steve Shetler's radio show on Tuesday, which streams over on Steve Shetler Media on Facebook. I'll make sure that we share the link over on our Facebook page, Shotgun Wrestling Radio Facebook page, and the CEW Facebook page as well. Usually he's on kind of around the 8:20-ish, kind of somewhere in there, 8:20, 8:30 roughly. So it'll be interesting to see what those two have to say and what other. Hopefully they brought some better security this time around for the show here this week, man. But
if he's not there physically, Rory Fox will be calling him to probably brag. So that's for sure.
So, Clint, I think that's going to do it for us here on this episode of Shotgun Wrestling Radio. Again, show coming up this coming Saturday. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Bell time is at 7. You can get your tickets now. Head over to our Central Empire Wrestling Facebook page. You'll be able to see one of the first few posts there has ticket links for it, or you can buy tickets at the door as well. So until next time, folks, we hope to see you right here at the World Wide Web. All right.